NRL expansion, we kind of thought that had maybe been put to bed because of COVID and other issues and the financial impact that COVID's had on clubs, but not so. The three teams who are vying have to put their submissions into the NRL over the next couple of weeks. Wayne Bennett has come out in very vocal support of pushing through with the expansion, despite the fact that his own club boss and a lot of other club bosses have also said that maybe this is not the right time. First of all, take a listen to what Wayne Bennett said about expansion.
I'm honestly confident enough if I, had an opportunity to coach that team, if it did happen, that I could put a pretty successful team together pretty quickly with a bit of help from other people. But the players are out there. The problem is that a lot of the coaches aren't getting the best out of the players they've got, and I don't fear any of that at all. So, from a personal point of view, from a game point of view that I've been involved in all my life, I think it's the next thing for us to do.
Okay, now he's accused other club bosses of being self-serving in their interest in not wanting this to go ahead. He's obviously not hiding the fact that he wants to coach one of these teams. Do we have the talent, and is now the right time to expand, Pete?
Well, look, I'm not certain because, we're going through such a difficult time now. The game has gone through such a difficult time. Expansion, I can kind of understand just straight up what they said, look, this is something that needs to be pushed back. But it'll come down to finances. It'll come down to whether this is a viable proposition for not just 2 years' time or 3 years' time, but 10 years and 20 years and 30 years' time. So obviously Wayne's talking personally there that, yes, he would be involved with one of those. He's more along the lines that there is enough talent out there. But I think it just comes down to whether the game can support it now and whether we are more inclined to stabilise the game in general after the 18 months that we've endured and then look to expand it. But smarter heads than me.
I think, there's smarter heads than me too, and I don't understand the financial impact of it all, but I don't think there's enough playing time. Have a look at the discrepancy in games we've seen this year. The amount, Parramatta coming 5th or 6th, get 50 points put on by Manly. It's just, I don't think there's enough playing talent in the game to expand to have another one team. You've got to find, that's another 35 players you've got to find. It dilutes the current talent that we've got. And you look at some of the teams down the bottom of the ladder, I don't see where we find another 30 players from that can compete with the Melbourne Storms or the Penrith Panthers. I just don't think there's enough talent.
I'm a fan. I think they should. I think there definitely needs to be a second team in Brisbane. If you want to go down the line of releasing a team, then that's a pretty gutsy play at this stage, considering what's gone on. So I don't think they'd go down that road. But I think definitely there needs to be a second team in Brisbane. A lot of people look at some of the clubs that didn't work, but Melbourne worked. We went to Brisbane, that worked. We went to Newcastle, that worked. We went to Canberra, that worked. They were all expansion teams. So it's not as though it can't work. And I'm a bit like with Wayne Bennett that if you put the right structures in place, if you get the right people involved, then it can work. I
don't think anyone's disputing the fact that we need a second team up there. This is about the timing, isn't it?
Regardless. I just think, why put off the timing? Why keep putting off the timing? I think we find ways not to do it when, if it's done properly, it can be a huge success. And we know that Brisbane market is massive for our game. We're all crying a little bit the fact that Brisbane aren't going well because the game suffers through ratings and all sorts of things because people up there support the game so much.
Well, Freddie,
let's back them.
There's that side of it there where Brisbane aren't going any good and the game suffers because of that. What if we put a team up there that goes
Well, make them compete. Make them compete. Make the players accountable not only to their teammates, which they aren't standing up to at the moment, the Brisbane Broncos, but make them compete with another team up there. That way, I drive around and see these players on billboards and they don't really deserve to be on billboards at the moment. If they're competing and then they need to compete for that corporate dollar if they have to, then that'll improve their footy. So I can't see why we keep making excuses that it can't work. I don't know the financials of the clubs and I can't imagine one team out of 16, you're talking about 1/16. So what's that,
Well, it should generate revenue, shouldn't
Well, that's what I look at the positives. And there needs to be two teams in Brisbane. There needs to be a game at Suncorp every week. It's a great facility. People love going there. They'll watch ant races there. It's such a good place to watch any sport. Have they watched you fight there? Have you fought there?
I haven't fought there.
Right. But they'd love to fight you there.
Can you bet on those ant races?
We keep looking at what reasons not to do it. We need to look at reasons why to do it.
Yeah.